The galaxy was vast, stretching across billions of stars, and yet fear had a way of traveling faster than light. Reports of destruction, stolen worlds, and conquered civilizations reached every corner of the Galactic Council. Leaders from countless planets gathered in the grand chamber of Epsilon Prime. Their voices echoed across the marble walls, filled with worry and desperation. The message was clear. A coalition of alien conquerors was moving through their territories, leaving ruin in their wake. "Humanity is our last hope," said a small blue alien with large eyes. Its voice trembled as it glanced at the council members from more powerful worlds. "Our fleets cannot stop them. We need humans." Across the chamber, leaders whispered among themselves. Humans were known, but they were few. Most species saw humans as fragile, young, and unpredictable. They lived on a planet that could barely support them, a world so harsh it was called a death world. Yet the legends told of humans surviving where others could not. They adapted to extreme heat, freezing, cold toxic storms, and violent beasts. The galaxy had always underestimated them, but perhaps now that underestimation would become its salvation. Far from the council, on the surface of the death world, the humans prepared quietly. Their planet, Varka, was a land of towering jagged mountains, acidic rivers, and skies filled with constant lightning storms. To outsiders, it seemed uninhabitable, yet humans thrived there. They had learned to see danger as opportunity and weakness, as a reason to grow stronger. Every sunrise brought new trials. Every storm was a teacher. Every hunt tested their courage. Taro, a tall and steady man with dark eyes, watched over a training ground where young recruits practiced their skills. They climbed sharp cliffs barefoot, ran across uneven lava fields, and lifted weights heavier than their own bodies. Each movement was precise, each breath controlled. Taro had survived these conditions since childhood. He had seen friends fall to the planet's dangers and had learned that only the strong, smart, and determined survived. "Keep your balance," he said firmly to a young recruit named Mira. "If you fall here, no one can save you. The world does not wait for the weak." Mira's face was streaked with sweat and dirt, but she nodded. Her fingers gripped the rock tightly as she climbed higher. Every muscle in her body screamed, yet she continued. Taro watched her, knowing that this training was not just about survival. It was about shaping humans into a force the galaxy had never seen before. Far above, in orbit, the human fleet prepared to depart. Ships of many shapes and sizes lined the docking bays. Some were sleek and fast, designed to strike quickly. Others were heavy and armored, built to withstand the strongest attacks. Humans moved with quiet efficiency, each action precise and deliberate. There was no hesitation, no fear in their eyes. They were ready to answer the galaxy's call. On the council worlds, the alien leaders debated strategies. "If humans arrive, they may not fight as we expect," said a golden-winged alien with a sharp voice. "They are unpredictable. They thrive in danger. That is what makes them dangerous. Dangerous." The word spread through the council chambers like fire. Most species had fought humans in small conflicts before. They knew the stories of settlers surviving impossible conditions, of small groups defeating larger forces through clever tactics and raw determination. Still, no one had ever seen humans fight as one, not against a threat that could destroy entire worlds. Meanwhile, on the death world, humans loaded weapons and supplies. Each item had a purpose, each plan a reason. They moved silently, but their presence was felt across the planet. Even the fierce predators of Varka watched from the shadows, sensing that these humans were different. The Deathworlders were not afraid of fire, storms, or death. They thrived because they had learned to face them head-on. Taro gathered his team and looked out at the horizon, where the skies burned with a violent red sunset. "We are going to a galaxy that needs us," he said. "They think mercy is enough. They will learn that fire comes before mercy when humans are involved. Remember your training, trust each other, and survive." The recruits nodded, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. They had trained their entire lives for this moment. They knew that the galaxy expected humans to be weak, to fail, to give up. But they were Deathworlders. Survival was their nature, and fire was their answer. As the ships lifted from the surface, the storms below seemed to bow to their departure. The galaxy had called, and humanity had answered. What awaited them among the stars was unknown, but one thing was certain. The humans from the Death World did not come to beg, and they did not come to plead. They came to deliver fire. The human fleet glided through the black void of space, silent but deadly. Stars streaked past as the ships moved in perfect formation, each one a tool of survival, speed, or strength. Taro stood on the bridge of the flagship, the Varka's Flame, watching the galaxy unfold before them. He had seen countless storms, volcanoes, and hostile creatures on his home planet, yet nothing compared to the uncertainty that stretched across space. "Commander, sensors detect multiple alien fleets. Ahead," reported Lyra, a skilled human pilot and navigator. Her voice was calm, precise. She pointed to holographic displays showing enormous ships with jagged armor and glowing weapons. "They are larger than expected, but they move slowly. They do not know we are here yet." Taro's eyes narrowed. "That will change soon. Prepare. The strike teams. We do not wait for them to act first. We survive by acting first." Below, in the fleet corridors, soldiers checked their gear. Weapons hummed with energy. Armor plates were polished to reflect light without blinding the wearer. Every human moved with the confidence of someone who had faced death countless times on their home planet. These were not ordinary humans. These were Deathworlders, shaped by hardship and sharpened by necessity. The alien coalition had spread rumors across the galaxy. They claimed humans were weak, easy to scare, and slow to adapt. Many worlds had believed it. That belief would now meet the truth of Varka's children. The first encounter happened near a supply station orbiting a mining planet. The aliens had fortified the installation, believing it safe from attack. They had not considered humans. In moments, the Deathworlders descended in small attack pods, dropping silently behind enemy defenses. They moved like shadows, using the station's structure to cover their approach. Taro led the first strike team. "Mira, take the left flank. Jian, with me. Others, follow your paths. Timing is everything." His voice was calm, but his eyes burned with focus. Every Deathworlder knew that hesitation could mean death. Every second mattered. The humans advanced with speed and precision. Automated turrets activated, trying to stop them. But Taro's team disabled them using quick strikes and clever traps. Explosions lit the dark corridors, but the Deathworlders moved as one, unafraid and unstoppable. In the control center, the alien commander watched the humans approach. He frowned. "They are faster than expected. Deploy the defense drones." The drones activated, swarming toward the humans in waves. Yet humans did not panic. Jian activated an energy pulse, disabling the drones with a precision few had thought possible. Mira leapt over falling debris and struck the last drone before it could fire. Every move was calculated, every step planned. Survival was instinct, but strategy was skill. Meanwhile, outside the station, other human teams had sabotaged supply lines, destroyed weapon caches, and cut communication channels. In less than an hour, a heavily defended station was in flames. The aliens did not even know how to respond. Taro gathered his team after the operation. "We are not here to negotiate. We are not here to wait. The galaxy has called, and we answer. Every strike we make is a message. Humans survive because we act. We protect because we fight. We are Deathworlders." Word of the attack spread quickly. Other species watched in awe. News networks and scouts reported that humans moved like fire, precise, fierce, and unstoppable. The myth of human weakness began to crumble under the reality of skill and determination. The aliens, meanwhile, were forced to reconsider. Their command fleets had underestimated humanity. They sent scouts to find more humans, but every encounter ended in frustration. Humans adapted quickly, using alien technology against them, turning defensive positions into traps, and striking at supply lines with unmatched efficiency. Back on the fleet flagship, Taro watched the stars and thought of Varka. His home had prepared them for this moment. Every storm, every predator, every trial had built resilience, courage, and teamwork. The galaxy expected mercy, diplomacy, and patience from humans. Instead, the Deathworlders would give fire first, and mercy only if the enemy survived. In a quiet moment, Taro walked along the deck, observing soldiers preparing for the next mission. Mira checked her weapons with careful hands. Jian ran simulations on the combat map, and Lyra monitored approaching alien signals. Every human was ready, every human knew their purpose, and every human understood the stakes. The galaxy had called for help, and humanity had answered. They were not diplomats or negotiators. They were survivors, fighters, and the galaxy's unpredictable force. Wherever they went, the alien coalition would learn that humans from a death world were not ordinary. They did not flee danger. They did not wait for opportunity. They created it, and they struck with precision, power, and fire. Taro raised his eyes to the stars. "Let them see what it means to face humans," he said quietly. "We do not ask for mercy, and we do not wait for mercy. We deliver fire instead." The Deathworlders were moving through the galaxy, and every moment, every battle, every strike would prove that humanity was not a species to be underestimated. The galaxy had called, and the humans were ready. The alien coalition did not expect humans to attack so soon. They believed the humans would observe, gather intelligence, and negotiate. They were wrong. The Deathworlders had no patience for hesitation. Every second counted. Every opportunity had to be seized. Taro's fleet approached a critical supply hub on the edge of the Epsilon system. The station was enormous, heavily armored, and bristling with defenses. It controlled trade routes for hundreds of worlds, making it a valuable target. Alien sensors detected the fleet, and alarms blared across the station. "They are here!" the alien commander shouted. His eyes widened as he observed the human ships moving with unexpected speed and coordination. "Prepare all weapons. Do not let them breach the inner docks." Taro stood on the bridge of the Varka's flame, calm and precise. "Divide into 3 squads," he ordered. "Jian, you take the outer perimeter. Mira, the central docks. I will lead the strike team into the core. Everyone else follows their assignments. Move silently, strike fast, and do not wait for mercy." The attack began without warning. Pods dropped from the fleet, gliding silently through space toward the station. Humans moved like shadows, invisible until they struck. Explosions erupted along the outer defenses, yet humans were not reckless. Each step was calculated. Each action had a purpose. Jian's team disabled automated turrets along the perimeter. They used compact devices that emitted pulses, shutting down the machinery. In seconds, alien soldiers rushed to respond, but humans were already inside, striking with precision. Their weapons were fast, accurate, and efficient. Every move reflected years of survival training on the Death World. Mira's squad moved through the central docks. She leapt from catwalk to catwalk, landing without a sound. Her team cut power lines and destroyed communication relays, isolating the station from outside help. The aliens fired back, but humans adapted quickly, using cover and terrain to their advantage. Every shot counted, and every human knew how to survive under fire. Taro led the strike team into the core of the station. The corridors were tight, filled with machinery and smoke. Humans moved swiftly, using tactics that seemed unpredictable yet controlled. They disabled energy shields, cleared enemy squads, and took control of key terminals. Every step brought them closer to the heart of the station. Outside, the fleet engaged alien ships that tried to intervene. Human pilots weaved through laser fire, using speed and clever maneuvers to outmatch larger, slower ships. They destroyed supply lines, intercepted reinforcements, and created chaos among the alien ranks. Every success reinforced the message: humans were not ordinary. They were Deathworlders, born to survive and fight. The alien commander could not comprehend their effectiveness. How are they so fast, so precise? They adapt to everything, he muttered. His fleet faltered as humans continued to dismantle defenses piece by piece. The aliens had expected weakness. They faced fire instead. Back inside the station, Taro reached the control center. He saw the alien leaders trying to coordinate a defense, but the humans were already in control. "Shut down the energy cores," he ordered. The team moved with flawless timing, disabling power systems and rendering weapons useless. Alarms blared, lights flickered, and panic spread among the aliens. The operation ended as swiftly as it began. In less than 2 hours, a station that had seemed untouchable was now under human control. Taro gathered his team on the observation deck. "We move fast. We act first. That is how humans survive. That is how we fight. We do not wait for mercy. We deliver fire." News of the attack spread across the galaxy. Other species watched, astonished. Humans had struck a heavily defended position and succeeded against overwhelming odds. The stories of Deathworlders grew with each report. Humans who adapted to extreme conditions, humans who outsmarted larger enemies, humans who fought not for conquest, but to protect life. The aliens, humiliated and confused, scrambled to respond. They sent fleets to intercept humans, but every encounter ended in frustration. Humans adapted to every tactic, turning the enemy's strength against them. The coalition realized they had underestimated a species they thought weak. Taro looked at the stars beyond the station, thinking of Varka. His home had trained them for this moment. Every storm, every predator, every dangerous climb and survival test had built resilience, courage, and intelligence. The galaxy expected humans to negotiate and plead. Instead, humans acted. They struck with precision and strength. They delivered fire. For the first time, many in the galaxy understood the truth. Humans were not just survivors. They were warriors. They were unpredictable. They were unstoppable when united and determined. The Deathworlders had made their first statement, and the message was clear. The galaxy could plead for mercy, but humanity answered with fire. Taro turned to Mira and Jian. "We have shown them who we are," he said, "but this is only the beginning. The galaxy will watch us now. Let them see that humans do not surrender. Let them see that we fight with courage, skill, and heart. We are Deathworlders, and fire follows us wherever we go." As the human fleet departed the station, the alien coalition began to understand the power of a species they had once dismissed. The humans had arrived, and their presence would change the course of the galaxy forever. Destruction of the supply hub, the aliens scrambled to reorganize. Massive fleets were dispatched from their core systems, each one armed with heavy weapons, shields, and advanced war machines. Their mission was clear: crush the human presence. Before it could spread further, Taro stood on the bridge of the Varka's flame, watching alien ships approach in formation. Their numbers were overwhelming. Hundreds of vessels moved like a dark wave, their weapons glowing and ready. Most species would have fled at such odds, but humans did not. The Deathworlders thrived where others feared. "Enemy fleets approaching at all quadrants," reported Lyra, her hands flying over the controls. "They are trying to surround us. If we do not act fast, they will cut us off from the system." Taro's eyes scanned the battlefield. He saw an opportunity. "We will not wait to be trapped," he said firmly. "Jian, take the left flank and create a diversion. Mira, the right flank. My team will hit the center. Move fast and stay unpredictable. That is how humans survive." Jian's squad accelerated toward the alien left, weaving between enemy fire and asteroid fields. Using fast maneuvers, they drew attention away from the fleet's center. Alien weapons fired relentlessly, but humans moved with precision, dodging lasers and striking critical systems with small, portable weapons. Their survival instincts allowed them to react faster than the aliens expected. Mira's team mirrored the attack on the right flank. They used asteroid debris as cover and fired with calculated timing. Each shot disrupted the enemy's coordination. The aliens were confused, their formations breaking as humans exploited gaps in their defenses. Taro led the central strike team. The Varka's flame moved directly into the heart of the alien formation. Energy shields sparked and weapons fired, but the flagship advanced steadily. Humans fired with precision, hitting command vessels and disabling weapon systems. Every strike was deliberate. Every move had a purpose. The alien commanders were shocked. "They are not retreating. They are striking with speed and accuracy that no fleet has ever shown." Panic rippled through their ranks. Their numbers were greater, but humans were faster, smarter, and more adaptable. Inside the flagship, Taro observed his team working flawlessly. "Keep moving," he ordered. "Do not let them predict your actions. Adapt, survive, and strike where it hurts." That is what humans do. Alien counterattacks grew more desperate. Swarms of drones attempted to overwhelm the human ships. Heavy cruisers fired volleys of missiles and energy beams, yet the Deathworlders were ready. Jian redirected drones into asteroid fields. Mira used shield disruptors to blind enemy sensors. Taro's team disabled targeting systems while keeping their fleet intact. Every obstacle was met with ingenuity and courage. The battle raged for hours. The aliens expected humans to tire, to make mistakes. They did not understand Deathworlders. Each human ship operated with teamwork and intuition, anticipating enemy movements and responding before attacks could land. The aliens began to fall back, unable to match the humans' relentless precision. On the bridge of the Varka's flame, Taro allowed himself a small smile. They thought numbers alone could win. They will learn that strength is measured by more than ships and weapons. Human courage, skill, and strategy are just as dangerous. The alien fleets retreated toward the edge of the system, their formations broken, their confidence shaken. Humans had turned the tide of battle despite being outnumbered. Stories of human resilience and ferocity spread quickly. Across the galaxy, species watched as humans defied expectations, surviving attacks that would have destroyed any other fleet. Taro addressed his team over the comms. "This is how we fight. We act when others hesitate. We adapt when others panic. And we survive when others fall. Remember this: the galaxy will face more challenges, and humans will face them as one. We are Deathworlders. Fire follows us, and courage guides us." As the fleet regrouped, Taro reflected on the alien counterattack. The humans had proven that even against overwhelming force, strategy, teamwork, and determination could prevail. The galaxy had never seen a species like this. The aliens had attacked with arrogance, expecting humans to crumble. Instead, they met fire, speed, and intelligence that no one had anticipated. On distant planets, species whispered the truth about humans. They were not merely survivors of a harsh death world. They were warriors capable of facing the strongest enemies and adapting in ways no other species could. Fear of humanity began to grow, not from conquest, but from respect for their courage and skill. Taro looked at the stars ahead, knowing more challenges awaited. This battle was only the beginning. The alien coalition would recover, but humans had sent a clear message. The galaxy could plead for mercy, but Deathworlders delivered fire first. the humans repaired their fleet, trained their soldiers, and prepared for the next engagement. Every member of the team understood that survival required more than strength. It required cunning, adaptability, and unwavering courage. And as they moved forward into the unknown, every enemy they faced would remember the lesson of the Deathworlders. Humanity did not surrender, and humanity did not wait. Humanity fought with fire. After the alien counterattack, the humans did not pause. Taro knew that hesitation could give the enemy time to rebuild. The Deathworlders had learned long ago that survival depended on acting swiftly and decisively. The fleet moved deeper into the Coalition's territory, striking at supply lines, communication hubs, and smaller outposts. Every action was deliberate, every strike calculated. The galaxy watched in awe. Reports came from distant systems of humans appearing where no one expected. Entire fleets found their supply routes cut, stations destroyed, and alien defenses neutralized before reinforcements could arrive. Species that had once doubted humanity began to whisper in fear and admiration. These were not ordinary humans. These were Deathworlders, shaped by fire, storm, and survival. Taro's team approached a heavily defended alien planet known as Zorath. Its surface was covered with sprawling military complexes, automated defense towers, and armored battalions. Most species would have avoided such a target. Humans saw it as a challenge. "This is where we show the galaxy what we are capable of," Taro said. "We do not wait for mercy. We act, we fight, and we survive." Jian led the first landing team, navigating through dense anti-air defenses. Using the terrain to their advantage, they moved like shadows across the planet's surface. Energy pulses and laser fire rained down, but humans adapted instantly, using shields and natural cover. Every obstacle was an opportunity to demonstrate their skill. Mira's squad struck the main supply depot. They moved quickly and efficiently, placing charges to destroy fuel reserves and weapons caches. Alien forces tried to counterattack, but the Deathworlders anticipated every movement. They struck fast, retreating and regrouping before the enemy could recover. Taro's team advanced toward the planet's central command hub. The corridors were filled with alien guards and automated defenses, but humans moved with unmatched precision. Every hallway, every doorway, every junction was used as an advantage. They disabled security systems, took control of communication arrays, and cut off enemy coordination. In every encounter, they fought with skill, strategy, and courage. The aliens were shocked. "How can such a small force move with such efficiency?" one commander asked. "They strike with speed, adapt to every defense, and survive attacks that would destroy others." Humans were not seeking glory. They fought to protect the galaxy, to show that strength was not measured by numbers alone. On Zorath, they destroyed key infrastructure, forcing the alien coalition to reconsider its strategies. Each victory boosted human morale and inspired allies across the galaxy. Species that had feared humans began to see them as protectors, warriors who acted with purpose and courage. Back on the flagship, Taro addressed his officers. "We are changing the tide of this war," he said. "The aliens expected mercy, hesitation, or surrender. They found none. Our strength comes from our ability to survive, to adapt, and to act. That is what makes us human. That is what makes us Deathworlders." The battle on Zorath ended with the planet under partial human control. Alien forces retreated to regroup, unable to match the humans' adaptability and determination. Across the galaxy, other species observed the pattern. Humans were relentless, unpredictable, and clever. They did not wait for opportunities. They created them. As the fleet moved to the next target, Taro thought of Varka. The harsh mountains, toxic storms, and deadly creatures of his home had trained humans for this moment. Every challenge they faced in the galaxy mirrored the trials of the Death World. They had learned to survive when others could not, to act when others hesitated, and to fight when others faltered. News of the human victories spread quickly. Worlds that had feared the alien coalition found hope in the actions of the Deathworlders. Children listened to stories of humans who struck fast, survived impossible attacks, and turned the tide of war with courage and intelligence. Across the galaxy, humans were becoming more than warriors. They were legends. Taro looked out at the stars, knowing that the battle was far from over. The alien coalition would regroup and strike again, yet humanity had sent a message. They had shown that numbers alone could not win against determination, strategy, and courage. Mira approached him quietly. "Commander, do you think they will understand who we are?" she asked. Taro nodded. "They will learn soon enough. The galaxy will see that humans do not wait for mercy. We deliver fire first, and hope follows for those who survive. That is the strength of the Deathworlders. That is the strength of humanity." The fleet moved onward, leaving Zorath behind, ready for the challenges ahead. Each battle, each victory, and each display of courage was building a new chapter in human history. The galaxy had doubted humanity, yet the Deathworlders were proving. That strength came from resilience, skill, and heart. The turning tide was clear. Humanity had arrived, and the alien coalition would never be the same. The galaxy had cried for help, and the Deathworlders answered. Not with words, but with fire, courage, and unwavering determination. The human fleet approached the heart of the alien coalition, a region controlled by the largest and most powerful ships the galaxy had ever seen. These were the command vessels, bristling with weapons, shields, and fleets of smaller attack ships. Most species would have avoided this place, yet the Deathworlders saw it as the ultimate test. Taro stood on the bridge of the Varka's flame, calm and focused. "This is where we prove who we are," he said to his officers. "The galaxy has watched us. Now it will see humans fight as one. Remember your training. Trust each other. Adapt, survive, and strike." Jian led the forward squad, moving quickly to disrupt enemy formations. His team darted through asteroid fields and shielded passages, firing with precision at the alien warships. Missiles were deflected, energy beams blocked, yet humans adapted, using speed and clever tactics to hit weak points in the massive ships. Mira's squad focused on the enemy's command communications. She directed her team to disable sensors, cut off fleet coordination, and create confusion among the alien forces. Every move was synchronized, every strike effective. The aliens had never faced an enemy so fast, so precise, and so determined. Taro led the central strike team toward the largest alien command ship. Its hull glowed with powerful energy shields, and its cannons could destroy entire fleets. Most species would have turned back. Humans pressed forward. They had faced deadly storms, predators, and impossible terrain on Varka. This was only another challenge, and they thrived under pressure. The battle began in full force. Alien ships fired relentlessly, but humans moved unpredictably, weaving between attacks, exploiting weaknesses, and striking at critical systems. Taro coordinated the assault, giving clear commands and trusting his team to act independently when needed. The Deathworlders had learned to survive by thinking faster, acting faster, and never giving up. Jian's team managed to disable the shields of one command ship, allowing Mira's squad to strike the energy cores. Explosions rippled across the alien vessel as its defenses collapsed. The aliens fired back in desperation, but humans anticipated their moves, countering each attack with speed and precision. Taro's strike team boarded the main command ship. Corridors were dark, filled with hostile aliens and automated defenses. Humans moved silently, striking with skill and courage. Every hallway, every room, every machine was used as an advantage. They disabled weapon systems, took control of the ship's navigation, and turned the alien forces against themselves. The alien commanders realized their mistake too late. "How can they be so fast?" So coordinated, one shouted. Panic spread as humans dismantled command structures and neutralized entire fleets. Their speed, skill, and determination were unmatched. The battle reached its climax when Taro's team targeted the central energy core of the command ship. Explosives placed with perfect timing caused a chain reaction, disabling the vessel completely. The explosion sent shockwaves across the battlefield, leaving the alien fleets in disarray. Human ships exploited the chaos, striking remaining enemies with precision, forcing them to retreat. From the flagship, Taro looked at the destruction and felt a sense of pride. Humanity had faced overwhelming odds and prevailed. The aliens had believed numbers alone could win, yet the Deathworlders showed that courage, skill, and adaptability were stronger than any fleet. On distant planets, species watched in amazement. Humans had defeated the strongest forces of the alien coalition. The Deathworlders were no longer just survivors. They were legends. Their actions inspired hope across the galaxy. Worlds that had lived in fear now believed in the power of human determination. Taro addressed his officers over the comms. This is the result of preparation, courage, and trust. The galaxy has seen what humans can do. We fight not for conquest, but to protect those who cannot defend themselves. We survive where others fail. We act when others hesitate. We are Deathworlders, and fire follows us wherever we go. The alien coalition retreated, their confidence shattered. The humans had not only survived, but had changed the course of the war. Across the galaxy, beings whispered about the courage, strategy, and strength of the Deathworlders. They had learned that humans did not surrender, did not negotiate out of fear, and did not wait for mercy. They acted, they fought, and they survived. Taro looked out at the stars, thinking of Varka. Every storm, every predator, every trial had prepared them for this moment. Humanity had proven itself, not with luck or chance, but with skill, strategy, and heart. As the fleet moved forward, ready for whatever came next, one truth was clear. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again. The Deathworlders had delivered fire, and the universe would remember their courage forever. The alien coalition had been shattered. Command ships were destroyed, supply lines severed, and morale in ruins. The galaxy watched as the human fleet moved with precision and purpose, securing planets and ensuring that those who could not defend themselves were protected. Humanity's reputation had transformed overnight. No longer were they seen as fragile settlers from a harsh world. They were the Deathworlders, warriors who delivered fire when the galaxy needed it most. Taro stood on the bridge of the Varka's flame, observing the results of their campaign. Reports flowed in from every sector: liberated planets, alien retreats, and grateful populations. Even species that had doubted humans began sending messages of respect. Every victory was a testament to courage, strategy, and determination. "Commander," Lyra spoke softly, "the aliens are requesting a ceasefire. They want to negotiate terms. They fear further attacks." Taro nodded. "Let them understand. Humans do not strike blindly, but we do not beg for mercy either. We give fire first, and then offer a chance to survive. That is how the galaxy learns the strength of humanity." Jian and Mira joined him on the bridge. They had fought through countless battles, survived impossible attacks, and led their teams with precision. Together, they represented the best of the Deathworlders. "The galaxy now knows what humans are capable of," Taro said. "They have seen our strength, our skill, and our courage. But strength without purpose is nothing. We fight to protect, not to dominate. That is the difference between humans and others. We do not conquer for glory. We fight to defend life, to defend hope, and to survive." The fleet moved to a system on the edge of the galaxy, where alien forces were still holding small outposts. Taro's strategy was simple: liberate these worlds and show the coalition that surrender was wiser than continued resistance. Each engagement was swift and precise. Alien commanders realized that continuing the fight meant certain destruction. Slowly, they began to yield. On the planets humans liberated, citizens looked upon the Deathworlders with awe. Children who had lived in fear now saw humans as protectors. Entire civilizations, once under alien control, began rebuilding with the knowledge that humans had fought for them. Messages of gratitude poured in from across the galaxy. The humans had not only survived, they had inspired hope. Back aboard the flagship, Taro convened his officers. Our task is not yet over. The Yaisa coalition may try to recover, but they will always remember this campaign. Humanity has shown that we do not surrender, we do not hesitate, and we do not fear fire. We act, we protect, and we survive. That is our strength. That is our legacy. Mira smiled. Commander, the galaxy will never forget us. Even those who feared us will now respect humans. Taro looked out at the stars. Respect is earned through action. Fear is earned through courage. Both are lessons the galaxy must learn. We have delivered fire, but mercy is offered to those who survive. That is the balance of humanity. As the fleet continued its journey, humans encountered alien leaders requesting formal surrender. Taro and his officers ensured that the terms were fair and protective of innocent life. No unnecessary harm was inflicted. Humans had fought fiercely, but they were not merciless. Fire had been delivered, but the galaxy now saw that mercy was possible for those who respected it. In the following weeks, the galaxy began to rebuild. Trade routes reopened, planets recovered from destruction, and alien forces that remained became cautious of human power. Across star systems, species shared stories of the Deathworlders, teaching the next generation about courage, strategy, and resilience. Humanity's legend spread like wildfire. Taro stood on the bridge, reflecting on their journey. From Varka's harsh mountains to the heart of the alien coalition, humans had faced impossible odds. Every storm, every predator, every challenge on their homeworld had prepared them for this moment. The galaxy had pleaded for mercy, yet humanity had delivered fire, and in doing so they had earned the respect, fear, and admiration of countless civilizations. Jin looked at Taro. Do you think this will ever end? Taro shook his head slightly. The galaxy will always face threats, but humanity will always be ready. We are Deathworlders. We survive, we fight, and we protect. That is what makes us human. That is what makes us strong. That is what ensures the galaxy will never forget our fire. As the fleet moved into open space, stars stretched endlessly ahead. The Deathworlders had proven themselves, not only as warriors but as guardians of the galaxy. Every species now knew the truth. Humans were resilient, clever, and unstoppable when united. Mercy could be offered, but only after fire had been delivered. The galaxy would never forget the name of humanity, and the Deathworlders would continue to shape the stars with courage, strategy, and determination. The universe had called for help, and humanity had answered. Fire had been delivered, hope had been restored, and humanity had earned its place among the greatest forces in the galaxy.